Your time zone. Thus, you're getting on with us. You're getting on well, of course, with your loved ones. As the case is, we are here once again to continue the in-depth analysis of events as they continue to unfold. Of course, in today's review, we are going to look in-depthly over the recent happenings concerning bordering on the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra and, of course, the position of the Biafra Republic government in exile following the recent developments. According to the lead counsel, to the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Aloy Ejimako, of course, tweeted in his space, have the that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is having difficulty in breathing and other cases, of course, that needed urgent attention, and his personal doctor was invited in that regard. But unfortunately, the DSS could not grant him access to the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. As a matter of urgency, his health and life is in jeopardy. But whatever may be the reason for the DSS turning down such agitation is quite disturbing and unfortunate. Whatever be the case, uh, people are very concerned about this, and the Biafra Republic government in exile, and as well, the Prime Minister has given strong warning that the Nigerian government is trying to kill the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra gradually by not allowing the personal doctor to have access to him was a deliberate attempt and a calculated attempt to kill Mazi Nnamdi Kanu gradually. And to this end, he has, of course, rolled out measures, strict measures on how to express his own grief and pain concerning this. Mazi Simon Ekpa has imposed 4 days sit at home, starting from the 29th of July to 31st of July and the 2nd of August, that every government institutions, every government parastatals, all civil servants within the Biafran land must sit at home in compliance to the directive of the Biafra Republic government in exile. And according to him, any violation of this will be swiftly resisted. And of course, such person might pay a very serious price. As a result of the negligence and not as giving Mazi Nnamdi Kanu access to his doctor, even in this state of emergency. It is quite disturbing whatever is happening. We are going to review this. Of course, our SM reviewers are on the standby to give their own perspective regarding this development. Of course, that promises to be an interesting one. As you join us, wherever you might be watching this moment, kindly hit the like buttons, share this video, let it go viral, and of course, let's others get to join us in this wonderful discussion this morning. It's a great moment, of course, being here once again, and you also have the right to express your opinions via the comment sections. Let's go there. Let's go there. Hit the like buttons. Hit the like buttons. Hit the like buttons. And thank you for complying. Thank you once again. Okay, we are back live and direct here this morning. Yeah, greetings. Okay, Daniel, good morning. How are you doing? You're welcome to this exciting moment here in Call Wave TV. Good morning, Mr. Lawrence.
Good morning, Mr. Chigoza.
It's a pleasure welcoming you here once again. 4 days sit at home have been imposed by the Biafran Republic government in exile, ably led by the Prime Minister of Biafra Republic government in exile, Mazi Simon Ekpa, following the reaction, of course, of the report of the lead counsel to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Ejimako, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is down with some ailments and has difficulty in breathing, and his doctor was invited to attend to him and to understand, of course, the state of his health, which unfortunately, is an issue of emergency, but DSS turned down such requests, do not allow access to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu by his personal doctor. This informed the position of PM, of course, to impose coffee or sit at home for 4 days in the entire Biafran land. Your take on this?
Yeah, Simon Ekpa, our Prime Minister in exile and home, is doing good job for this Biafra referendum through for different way. Now, the news come out that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not feeling fine by his own lawyer, and he sent the doctor to come and take care of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The DSS, they are not agree. This is not the first time, it's not the second time, it's several times. I remember when Nnamdi Kanu want to come to court, he have boil on the hands, armpits. They are not allowed the doctor to still take care of him. Nigeria trying to kill our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, gradually. We know that one since. Muhammadu Buhari tried to do it, but our leader survived it. This current president again called Ahmed Tulumbu try continue where Muhammadu Buhari stop. But we know that our Chukwuokike Biama will not allow our leader to die in Nigeria custody. But whatever happened, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu there, it cannot be easy for Nigeria nation. And what is our Prime Minister declare? We as Biafrans support him because our leader, Prime Minister, cannot come in Nigeria to come and see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because you know that Nigeria is a terrorist country. He cannot come. He cannot send somebody. What we do that to give signal for the governors and the Ohaneze Ndigbo and others. You know, Ohaneze Ndigbo and the governor, they didn't meet it to how they will rub mind with president to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Or you see now, they try to rub mind that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is seeking. The government not allow the doctor to take care of him.
No, I don't understand the reason why they could deprive somebody who is under their custody or detention the right to access to his medical doctor, his personal doctor. I mean, that is an infringement on his fundamental right. He has the right, of course, to access his medical doctor and to be given such attention as a matter of urgency. Why should he, in the first instance, be denied, of course, the right to access his doctors? What exactly is happening?
What is happening now? Let me tell you one thing, that Nigerians, most who call the politician, didn't value the common people in the streets. Let me give you an illustration before I go to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Go to General Hospital here. Anything government General Hospital, you will see how they manage human being life. They didn't value people life. Are you getting me? They are citizens. They didn't value their life. They value the life of the animals more than human being. Talk less of person that are fighting for the freedom. Are you getting me? It shows that they didn't value anything called human being. They believe only for their self, their family. Why this young man, the doctor come to take care of his health? Why Nigeria cannot allow the doctor to take care of? It's not that Nigeria is paying the doctors. It's personal doctor.
For that matter,
To show the whole world the kind of the country called Nigeria is, the high level of the wickedness, injustice was happening in Nigeria. It's not only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, everywhere in Nigeria. That's why I use General Hospital. It's a popular hospital. Everybody know. And the people in the diaspora and everyone, they can witness it. Maybe they have one family or the other, they already attend that general hospital. They know how to how they treat them for the hospitals. Are you getting me? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not die in the Nigeria custody, but anything that happened for him, let me tell you one thing. What caused First World War is because of one person's soul. One person's soul, they caused First World War. If Nigeria didn't take time, the calamity will come in Nigeria because of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. In 1,000 years, they cannot forget the story. We are not begging them to allow the doctor to take care of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Eh? But the governors on the southeast and the call on Haneze Ndi Igbo, if they have sense, let them listen what is Samenekwa, Prime Minister of Biafra in exile, said. Sit at home in 4 days. That is to show the love, the caring, the one family, and one struggle. At least Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, when he hear those things, he will know that he have men outside that are fighting for him and they're fighting for the nation of Biafra.
It's quite very disturbing because I personally I don't I'm not happy with such development because you can't deny human beings their right to health care. It's never done. It's one of the criminal and the most abhorrent act anyone can do, even in the act of war. This is a man who has not been inducted or convicted by any competent court of law. If you, I stand to be corrected, if you dare me, which law court in Nigeria have indicted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? So why should he, somebody who is still an accused person, is presumed innocent until proven otherwise by any competent court of law? And no court of law within the Nigerian legal jurisprudence has convicted this man. And you are denying him the rights to access his medical care. That is an act of terrorism. It's an act of terror. Because by that single action, you are jeopardizing his life. You are putting his life on the line. So Simon Ekpa was not wrong when he said that they are gradually killing the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. Somebody who has such difficulties in breathing, you know what that means. His respiratory system has been infected and needed urgent attention, and you denied or deprived the doctor access to him. Means you are killing the person.
Gradually.
It's an act of terrorism, even by the DSS, who should have known better. Somebody under your custody, your watch. Well, of course, Shehu Sani said that Buhari handed over terrorists, Nigeria over to terrorists. So that could not be far from the truth. Because this is act of terrorism in every sense of course, consideration. Quite unfortunate, my brother. Now, this is at home, according to Simon Ekpa, spans from 29th, 30th, 31st of July and 2nd of August. Everywhere, all the institutions within the southeastern of the Biafran supposed territory or the front territory will be shut down. Of course, as a way of protesting against such ill, ill treatment method on Simon Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is quite disturbing. I've never heard that in anywhere in the world. Even victims of war are given right to assess and to eat, to know the state of their health. Now, what can you say about, there is one guy, I called him a rubbish guy, a very stupid guy, ranting in the social media, saying that Igbos are the ones sponsoring the protests. The IPOB are sponsoring the protests. You can imagine how gullible and insensible that person is. Citing 1967 and 1970, they caused the war. Is IPOB responsible for the position of Sheikh Gumi from the north, who said that they are suffering and they want to join the protest against the Tinubu government? So why everything you know go better for that person wherever he is? Share this video, let it go to him. If you don't share this video, you are a devil. Share it, let it go to get to that person. What a nonsense. It's IPOB that the entire Southeast. Why can't people reason? Make use of their senses.
You know, I
I'm
want to
annoyed already.
I want to add something. That's why I would tell all Igbos, as Nigeria want to do their protest, go home and sit. We are fighting our own nation. Let Nigeria fight their own problem. Don't come outside in that day they call their protest. They are fighting for their own problem. Anything about Nigeria is not our problem. Our problem to get Biafra nation. Let's follow the step of Ekpa, the Prime Minister, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and the followers. The remaining Biafra, follow them. Don't follow Nigeria. Nigeria cannot give you anything. If in their life do protest from now to tomorrow, they can't give you a good thing. Don't come out. If you come out and protest, now you sabi anything you see, take it. You see, they never start protest. Somebody in the media start shouting, say Igbo people that and IPOB they are starting protest. This it.
It's a way of inciting the public against the Igbos. You can see what happened
Yeah.
in 1966. It's almost having a repeat. But whatever be the case, of course, such gullible and cheap propaganda cannot sell. It can't sell. Of course, I believe the Igbos are far beyond that. His ranting cannot make any difference.
Yeah, it's true. What they say is true. Like Igbo, they are already. Even one thing I love Igbo that they are more educated. And it's not somebody from nowhere come and confuse them and do what they don't want to do. What onye ọbụla onye Igbo uche ya dị ihe ọ na-eme ka uche anyị nọ anya anyị na-achọ Biafra anyị nweta ya, ife niile ga-adị mma emesịa.
Thank you once again being here, Mr. Lawrence. God bless you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, SM fans, you've heard it very loud and clear. Oche Chichi, good morning, Biafra. We must welcome, um, whatever be the case. Okay. Good morning to you as you join us this morning. Of course, we're here to deliberate on issues of importance as it borders on existence, and of course, and the recent developments within the Nigerian social, political, and economic sphere. Of course, the limit strike is still looming and very strong as uh, build-ups and renewed quests to redefine the Nigerian political and economic sphere heightens. But that notwithstanding, there have been misreactions and, of course, conflicting positions regarding this. Some are trying to make cheap propagandas and, of course, sell their weak propagandas, which unfortunately, to me, it is needless focusing on them because they are riffraffs and they don't understand. They have no conscience. They have no uh, thinking faculty, let alone to decipher or to understand the times and seasons and what is actually playing out. I welcome you once again, of course, to this insightful moments with Chigozie Ndebo here in Core TV. It's been, of course, all the way interactive and very informative seasons here. Welcome as you join us. Kindly hit the like buttons. Wherever you might be watching us across the globe, we welcome you. Trust you're getting on well. Of course, today is the 17th day of the month of July 2024, which I describe as the year of the Lord. the, the acceptable year of the Lord, the year, of course, where history will be made, the year where the Biafran people are saying we are living, we are parting ways. It is no longer an issue of discourse or controversy as far as the Biafrans are. Perhaps the reasons why most people are being sponsored, of course, to peddle some cheap propagandas, which of course is not sellable and perhaps will not uh, add any or make any negative impact. The people have decided you can't ridicule or discredit the entire southeastern or the Biafran territory, uh, not to stand in their opinions or have the right to their opinions. Everybody has the right, and if they have decided to leave, it is their inalienable right as enshrined in the United Nations Human People's Charter to self-determination. So you can't take that away from them, except you are inviting, of course, chaos or whatever might not go down well with anyone. Once again, the Prime Minister of the Biafran Republic, government in exile, have accused the Nigerian government of gradually killing and consistently killing the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. We may want to know what is your position regarding this development and your own perspective in this regard. And why should the DSS deny the personal doctor to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu access to his patients? And of course, it's quite very disturbing that these developments are coming up almost in the time when several international bodies, of course, and personalities are calling for the release of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is quite disturbing and very uh, unbecoming uh, of the State Secret Service. Perhaps, of course, on the masses of the public an explanation to this, or perhaps his legal counsels uh, have to, of course, follow up this case. A man who is perceived or seen, presumed to be sick with a very delicate ailment uh, bordering on his respiratory functions of functionality should not be jettisoned. I mean, should not be taken lightly. So, excuse me, whatever be the case, we'll continue to, of course, get information regarding this. As the next reviewer joins us shortly, let's consider, of course, this state of affairs. For someone saying that the IPOB and the Igbos are responsible for organizing the protest that is about to commence on the 1st of this August, next month, is just being mischievous and irresponsible. We understood the history, we understood the antecedents, what played out that culminated to the Civil War. In fact, the Civil War started from the West, the old Western region, in an attempt to quell the killings and the incessant killings and the bickerings within the southwestern people, within with Akintola and the Awolowo, that were fighting for supremacy, the Operation Wetier, of course, which led to the killings of thousands of people. And the military hierarchy discovered that no, we can't allow this. Let's see how to correct these anomalies and, of course, get the right people on track. They intended to, of course, give Awolowo the opportunity to govern Nigeria, but the attempted coup failed, and they now labeled it an Igbo coup. It's quite very ridiculous, but we have history, and history is passed on to generations upon generations, despite, regardless of the fact that Nigerian government abolished history in their curriculum for whatever reason, perhaps, of course, to hide the truth, or to cover their atrocities and the war crimes that was carried against the Biafrans. Of course, it was recorded that over 3 million children were starved to death, and you know what that means. And needless to count, of course, the adults who died in the course of this. I saw most videos that attest to this. It is a horrible scene. I mean, it's a horror scene, and it's quite very disturbing that such issues and that led to the civil war has not been addressed 50 years down the line after the bloody war that took the life of millions of children. Unfortunately, uh, no compensations have been paid to the families that lost their loved ones. Of course, in my own community and our hamlets, we also lost several people. I mean, just 10 people lost in a family. You know, understand what that means. The pains are still there. But rather than addressing what of led to the civil war, it appears those concerns or who should know better are living in denial. But we can continue to watch critical disaster looms, and of course, while we are watching. So the people who have seen the pains inflicted on their loved ones and the story passed on to them will not be happy seeing a repeat of what's happened. According to the internal leader of the Biafran Republic, or yes, Biafran Republic, Dim Chukwuemeka Ojukwu, he said, we fought in order to preserve the lives of our people. We fought in defense so that we can have a posterity. We can have people who, remnants, who would also be called the Igbo race. Otherwise, the intention was to annihilate the entire ethnic nationality, the Igbo race, but which failed. And history, of course, is here with us today. But such things that led to the Civil War is still very pronounced in our times. It's quite unfortunate that some miscreants and irresponsible personalities will now be pointing finger against the Igbo race. Yes, I'm an Igbo man, and having understood what led out the histories and the recent antecedents, you cannot in any way uh, take for granted the contributions of the Igbo to human development across the nations of the earth, wherever they reside or they found themselves. They turned bushes into towns and cities. Of course, they transformed the economy and lead in the progressive ventures of any society they found themselves. They are well noted for their industrials and ingenuity, contributing immensely to the growth of the society and the world at large. They are not people that could be swept under the carpet, but by Igbos, I mean the entire Biafran, the front Biafran states. Of course, the Shekiris, the Irobos, and the rest of them are part because these are people that are described as Igbos, the Jaws, and once you are from those regions, you fall under that disposition. Yes, let's see what is your reactions. What do you think would have informed the position of the DSS to have turned down the medical personnel or personal doctor to the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra from attending to him even in the state of emergency? Well, have you heard such before that a man presumed innocent under the custody of the Secret Service should be denied the right to access his medical doctor in such states that demands urgent attention? Invariably, uh, Simon Ekpa's position might not be far from the truth, except otherwise proven by the DSS. Of course, let's get to know what would have informed that position and why he should be denied the right to access and attend, of course, to his medical needs. Perhaps the Nigerian government may not uh, be fixing the bill. Whatever be the case, when you hold somebody, you should also take responsibility of taking care of that person as long as he remains under your custody. Otherwise, whatever happens, of course, you will be blamed. But we hope and we do, of course, believe that nothing will happen. But whatever be the case, it does not go down well with the DSS or the director of the DSS that have been accused on several occasions for violating the rights of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. Could it be an extension of such subjugations and oppression? Well, whatever be the case, we are going to know further. It's just a matter of time, of course. Okay, sorry for the interruption. We are trying to get this fixed to get the exact. Okay, yes, just as we are saying, ladies and gentlemen, kindly hit the like buttons as you join us here in today's discussion. It borders on the state of emergency and the disapproval of the DSS from denying Mazi Nnamdi Kanu access to his medical doctor upon some concerns raised by the legal team to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that their client is in the state of distress and needed urgent attention to be given to him by his personal doctor. Upon inviting his personal doctors, the DSS turned down such opportunity for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be attended by his medical personal doctor. Well, we are still watching and waiting for the next line of actions by the legal councils. But whatever happens, the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic, government in exile, have declared 4 days sit at home as a way of reprimanding the Nigerian government, insisting that all the federal institutions, parastatals, and the presence of Nigerian government within the defunct Biafran territory will be sanctioned forthwith, starting in effect from the 29th, 30th, 31st, and of course the 2nd of August, as the case is. Now, the case remains will there be total compliance with these directives from the Prime Minister of the Biafran Republic, government in exile? Only time will tell. And of course, what will be the reactions of the masses? People have expressed deep concern over this recent development and the continued detention of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has raised so much worry to the extent that the governors in their joint communique, of course, expressed their position that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be released. But that, of course, is being greeted with mixed feelings as people are of the opinion that they are not, of course, sincere with their positions. There could be something fishy going behind the scene. They are just coming to make or to gain the sympathy of the public. But whatever be the case, for them to have some up courage to come publicly to say, release this man, uh, would have given you, of course, an insight to what is happening of most recent time. That the Biafran cause have gone, of course, Ewaya has gained more attention and popularity. And to that end, you can now understand that is fire on the mountain as Simon Ekpa accused the Nigerian government of killing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Well, it behoves from the Nigerian government and in particular the DSS, of course, to debunk such allegations. Otherwise, uh, they have no, of course, any reason to have held him behind the bars. It is incumbent on them now to clear, of course, their self from these allegations. And of course, be able to communicate to the public under what circumstances should they have denied his personal doctors upon invitation, having underscored that the man under their detention after his extraordinary indiction needed an urgent attention. But unfortunately, the case was very different. It is an exciting moment, honestly, as we continue to discuss these very pertinent issues. And the Simon Ekpa insisting that there is no going back to the declaration of the restoration of the Biafran state on the 2nd of December is psychosound and unmovable, according to him. So, whatever be the case, whether Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is uh, granted access to his medical doctor or not, I believe that will not change the position of the Prime Minister of the Biafran Republic, government in exile, who have remained consistent to that quest. And I believe his position, of course, reflects the strong will and position of millions or tens of millions of Biafrans the world over. And he has gained the admirations of the masses. And there is nothing anyone can do to stop them. Why? Because they have made up their mind. They have seen reasons why they should persist in their quest for secession or self-determination. Haven't been seen deliberately the antecedents and the actions within the Nigerian political landscape that have skimmed them out of events and have denied them the right to participate, of course, in the course of governance and the economic control of the common resources. These have informed the reasons why millions have turned their passports a symbol of nationality of the Nigerian state, just as Mazi Simon Ekpa returned his medal to Nigerian government through DHL, as he made it known to the public, the world yesterday, that the medal he won as an athletic uh, person has been returned back to Nigeria as a total rejection, as a total renunciation and denouncement of the Nigerian state and whatever tie or anything that symbolizes Nigeria will not be found in his household. Well, that, of course, has been given so much kudos to the Prime Minister for taking such decisive action as a way of showing that he is not mentioning words about his renunciation about the Nigerian government. And following this, according to Nigerian reports, the local government autonomies and all that, of course, is involved. Some states are now running helter-skelter to do what they should have done in the right time. Because of the recent pronouncement by the Supreme Court that affirmed the autonomy of local governments, some state governors are now running to conduct polls for the LG uh, sham persons. But that's notwithstanding, there is nothing that have changed. The Nigerian political landscape is being defined by power tussle. Those who has the power or found within the political space controls whatever and dictates whatever happens. So whether pronouncement is made concerning the autonomy of local government is immaterial, because at the end of the day, it will rather consolidate the impunity, the corruption, and of course the nepotism being expressed. Because if anyone will not want to align with the position of the governor, he might not be given opportunity to emerge in the first instance uh, in the coming pool. So there must be an undertaking. You know what that means? You must have to submit one or two things and declare your allegiance to whosoever is the Lord who has, of course, the pipe and the text the tunes. You are just there as a figurative head and somebody who is doing the bidding of whoever is there or whoever that have given you, have put you there. You know, elections uh, are not the reflections of the people's will. We've seen it repeatedly. So the same thing would apply to the local government elections in Nigeria. People have lost confidence in the electoral process and the electoral empire. INEC cannot conduct any credible election in Nigeria. As far as endorsements and monetary, of course, endorsement is concerned, it cannot work because it has never worked. We have not seen it work. And of course, it should grant us any benefit of doubt if we say it cannot work. Because if it can work, the people in charge, we must understand their integrity and their commitment to the welfare and the well-being of all asunder. But if the people, according to a popular saying, there cannot be justice except on the integrity of the judge. If the judge is corrupt, you don't expect justice, regardless of the whatever the position of the rule of law is. They might twist it, overturn it, until of course it suits their purpose and whatever. They might find a lacuna uh, to swing justice, and you begin to see somebody uh, which should have been pronounced guilty, of course, walk out innocent. Why the reverse becomes the case is quite very disturbing and unfortunate. Whatever be the case, of course, we are watching here from Corwave TV. And the Chigos and Dimo, the host anchor, bringing your way the umpire's reportage of events as it continues to unfold. For some who may want to travel towards the month end should take caution because there is an imposition of sit at home on instruction for 4 days sit at home. You know what that means? Don't jeopardize your life. Even the Senate president affirmed that one of his close allies lost his life when he attempted, when he ignored and said, who are those doing the sit at home? Just from Akwa down to, what do you call it again? Aba or Abia State. His son, whatever plea from his loved ones to discontinue that undertaking or journey. He said there's nothing he can do. Of course, he's attached to some security orderlies, but he never make that alive back home. So you have to use your brain. Even the governments have told you, and the security operatives have affirmed that they are not everywhere. They are not magicians. So if you think they are magicians before, they could guarantee your safety and that of your loved ones. You have to have a rethink because the chief of defense staff have come up publicly to say we can be everywhere at the same time. We are not magicians, we are humans, and as humans, uh, we are limited by space and time. So you can't expect us to have a coverage of the entire ethnic Nigerian state. You know what that means? If you don't know, you better know now because they have told you that you are on your own. Whatever risk you take, of course, you have to face it. So some have lost their life because of defiance, have been stupid and not very stupid in that. they are embarking on the trip for business. Your security to your life should be prioritized. It's only someone who is alive that do business. So they ended up being killed, and that business was not done. They lost everything. Some lost their cars and all that. It could not be necessarily, of course, those enforcing it. It could be some miscreants who do take undue advantage of any restiveness or such opportunities to rob the people. And if you fell eventually into their hands, you have yourself to blame. So you have to comply and call your loved ones. For those who are in diaspora, you have relatives here who could be watch, who might not have access to internet or to join us here. You have, of course, the obligation or duty to put a call across to them, warning them of the impending disaster. If there's uh, go contrary to such directives, my people say, Awonye Dendo, Kamini Nagbara n'olulu. Having said that, we welcome the next analyst. Okay, let me watch. Okay, thank you, SM fans, for being part of this discussion. Kindly hit the like buttons and share the video as we try to wind up this moment. It's been a very exciting moment being here once again. And let's see, of most recent, we heard what the Sunday Igbo said, giving a quick notice or eviction notice to the Fulanese. Of most recent, we saw what happened. Some said that it is a dead end because already the Fulanese are the masterminds, of course, to the emergence of the Ahmed Bola Tinubu's presidency, and such cannot foster. And besides, there have been some agreements reached between the communities and the Fulani uh, headers. But no one could know what, of course, led to the recent or the new hostility between the Fulanis and the various host communities where they reside. It's quite disturbing that Nigeria is in the state of quagmire, in the state, I mean, a very pitiable state, and nobody knows. It's been impregnated with uncertainties, and nobody knows what next is happening. But it seems and appears very clearly that the future is bleak. The future is bleak. There is panic, there is uncertainty here and there. People are apprehensive. Hardly could people embark on journeys, especially if you are taking the route, the land route, without being apprehensive of kidnappers or whatever might happen. So your heart will be beating very fast. Nowhere seems to be safe. No security is guaranteed. Just as the chief of defense staff have publicly made it very clear to all and sundry. By implication, that is saying you are on your own. Wherever you are going, you don't blame us because we are not everywhere. The military have been overstretched. Their weakness and, of course, has been well established, have been well noticed. Their incapability to man the territorial integrity of the Nigerian state has been exposed of most recent, following the escalations and the insecurity rocking the entire regions. This is not just on one front, but the entire region, the southwest, is not safe, just as we saw last week. The clash, the brutal clash between the Omateku and the Fulani herders, which prompted Sunday Igboho to demand for their immediate eviction. Well, how far that we go is just a function of time. We'll get to know whether the Fulani government comply to that, which I'm very, uh, I'm very much in doubt that that cannot happen without, of course, a very strong resistance. It is quite unfortunate. Needless to talk about the northeast, the northwest, and the other part. The north central, of course, is something else. Even the south south, as the case is, some delta regions axis have confirmed that Fulanese has taken over some forests. Of course, even in Edo State, it has been alleged that Fulanese are unleashing mayhems in the same place, of which a sitting senator, the former governor of Edo State, Adam Osomole, also confirmed and affirmed that position. So you can now understand which part of Nigeria is safe. For someone to start blaming the Igbos for being responsible of the restiveness or the IPOB within Nigeria is quite ridiculous and very laughable, honestly. Now, the North are complaining that there is hunger in their land. Was it caused by IPOBs? Was Igbos responsible or the IPOBs responsible or the Southeastern people responsible for the calamity that have befallen the entire Northeast? And of course, the North in general. There's hunger in the land that everybody is having, of course, a fair share of whatever pain and agony that is being unleashed by the Nigerian government or the irresponsibility of those within the corridor of power, of course, has cost humanity. It is quite unfortunate and very ridiculous. Very ridiculous. Just as the president have ordered the security operatives to beware of the looming catastrophe, of course, as people gather to embark on this strike or protest. You have enjoined the police force not to apply force, that they should be mindful of their lives and the life of the citizens. You know what that means? Probably let's watch and see how they comply to that, which means there is going to be massive compliance for those who want to embark on this strike or this protest. Well, we can never tell. Nigeria is a place where anything can happen. There could be a 1 minute back down if, of course, some lobbying and exchange of Ghana must goes might force them to drop. Of course, those are calling for or to lead this protest might eventually drop such or discontinue to embark on that. So everything is possible. So don't believe those ranting or whatever be the case. There could be uh, some, of course, buttons being pressed behind the scene that is going on. And whatever that happens, you understand that there will be some compromise reached as the Nigerian Labour Congress is meeting with the president, of course, by Thursday over the unresolved issues bordering on the salary review. And unfortunately, while they are still lingering the issue of salary review, inflation is biting hard. According to yesterday's report, more than 40%, more than 40% are food inflations. You know what that means? That even if the reviewed salary is being passed to law, the purchasing power of value of Nigerian naira has been lost. Very painful indeed. There was a time when naira $1 is about 76 kobo or 78 kobo, far less than 1 naira. But that was in 1970s. Yes, about 1978 or so. It was said that a dollar is 78 kobo, not even up to a naira. But what happened? Of course, intermittently within this intervals, mismanagement. It is very clear and very open that those who manage the affairs of Nigeria were robbers. They are not sincere. They are not committed to the welfare of all and sundry. They are looters, and of course, they plunged the entire country into abysmal decline. The state of quagmire and economic mishap was just a continuous uh, misappropriation of public funds and not being accountable to the people over the years. Unfortunately, which those nosedived during the 2015 election that brought Buhari in the helm of affairs. As the name is or implies, he used the opportunity to Buhari everything. And ever since he Buhari everything, Nigeria have not recovered her feet. And Tinubu now came to Tibu everything. So everything is now in the state of coma. Otibola everything. So you don't expect, of course, any resurrection with what is going on. The fiscal and monetary policies has failed repeatedly. How much is dollar today? Is an indication. Of course, most multinationals, about 16 or more, have left the shores of the country without anyone replacing them. Who will replace them in the state of insecurity and restiveness? No one will want to invest in such an atmosphere. So that wasn't the economic state of Nigerians. And whatever promise the government is making is not well defined and articulated, only making flimsy excuses, of course, for very reason why they could not deliver or why perhaps they have failed the Nigerian populations. Of course, this very reason informed the latest protest that is rocking or looming uh, within Nigeria. Perhaps nobody may have witnessed this level of protest coming or how it will end. Only time will reveal if eventually it will hold or whether it will spiral out of control. Of course, everyone is apprehensive and we are full of expectations, perhaps not very certain of how things will go down. But whatever happens, of course, we will continue to bring your way on by your supporters that defeat the impulse of the masses and have to express ourselves and the way to go. It's just a matter of time. It will definitely happen. But what you must understand is Nigeria is, will I say, on autopilot because the North seems to be angry with the government of Ahmed Bola Tinubu. Perhaps their interest is not well covered or protected within the Tinubu's administration, who selected mostly, of course, his kinsmen and political allies to occupy certain sensitive positions that was previously occupied by the northern cabals or northern heavyweights. So this could be the reason why they are re-engineering the protest. The protest they failed to organize or sponsor during the Buhari time, they are now throwing their weight, of course, uh, just to protect whatever interest or to project whatever interest they feel they want to project. But whatever be the case, it will not continue to work the way. Okay, authentic general, we it will not work because whether it works or not will only be defined by time. And that time is here with us. So there is nothing, of course, that could be hidden. Authentic General is once again. Good morning, Authentic General.
Good morning, my brother.
Yes, one of the viewers said you should be invited again and again by your dispositions and sincerity and, of course, openness to issues of importance. So here, as fans, Lillian Pascal, Authentic General is here with us
Yes, my
again.
greeting to all the fans. I am here again.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Simon Ekpa has declared 4 days sit at home as a way of saying we reject the action of DSS and Nigerian government over the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, according to his lawyer, Aloy Ejimako, is down, is not feeling fine. He has some respiratory issues that needed urgent attention, and his personnel, medical doctor was invited to attend to him, but DSS said, we are not going to open door to you. So Simon Ekpa is saying Nigerian government is killing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu gradually. Your take on this?
Actually, Nigeria government are not doing well. Since the doctor, the personal doctor have confirmed and they should grant him freedom to go and treat himself. He's not running away. By the way, this young guy did not do anything. You are just holding him ransom for nothing. You are just holding him for nothing. He has not done anything. Even as at last year or 2 years ago, thereabout, they went to court. Court declared him free, acquitted and discharged, and you are still holding him bound. You understand? Let him go and treat himself. He's not running away. Holding him will not stop Biafra. Holding him will not stop Biafra. In the case of Mazi, Simon Ekpa declaring 4 days, actually is doing the right thing to make sure that the southeastern people are in support of releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The southeastern leaders should wake up and tell the government led by President Tinubu to release Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu has not done anything. He's a free man. He's a free fighter. They should release him. Probably attend to his agitation, agitating what is demanding for, and look into it critically and know how they can resolve it. If they don't want to give him that freedom, let him go. You understand me? That is the only my take in that. And again, if they should declare 4 days sit at home,
That is from 29th of July to 31st of July and 2nd of August.
if they declare sit at home, everybody should comply. Sit down at home. Sit down at home. If you want to for the victim, that the politicians are using that to cause chaos in the southeast, they will go and tell some people, go out, don't do this, don't do that. And when you come out, whatever you see, you face it. They will say that they are killing. And whereas the politicians are the one masterminding all this evil. If they say you should sit down at home, sit down at home. You understand? Sit down at home
For safety.
for your safety, for your dear life. Instead, tell the federal government to release Nnamdi Kanu. Prior before that, no, there is nothing like sitting down at home. Tell them to release Nnamdi Kanu. If they should release it, nothing like sit down at home again. It will no longer exist. But they say release this man. He said no. You are holding him ransom. Why are you holding him? So if they say you sit down at home, sit down at home. Sit down at home for your dear life. Sit down at home for your own safety. That's only what I can. My own advice to you people.
Okay, finally, before you take your leave, in a time when the Attorney General of the Federation is from the Southwest, a Yoruba man, the President is a Yoruba man, don't you think that the actions of Tinubu denying Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditional release will widen the enmity of perhaps hatred uh, between the Yorubas and the Igbos.
My take in that is that if you watch critically, Tinubu does not even know what he's doing. Tinubu, I said it yesterday. Tinubu doesn't know what he's doing. Tinubu is a great politician. We knew him. He can manipulate things. We knew. We know that. But how dare he assume the president of this country and he cannot do things right again? He cannot do things right again. Don't you see that he has nothing on his own score? If he has, if he has something, period before now, this is over 1 year. He assumed the president of the country, and Nigerians are crying, Nigerians are suffering, Nigerians are dying every day by day. The poverty, the level of poverty of this country have rise under the watch of Tinubu. Remember, he was the one that gave us Buhari. He personally brought Buhari and gave to Nigeria by siphoning, by washing the brain of Nigerians and said that Nigerians are not doing what the president are not doing what they're supposed to do under the watch of Jonathan. And Nigerians are suffering, and we are buying a bag of rice 5,700 naira. Then he personally bring the Buhari. He brought Buhari and gave to Nigeria. Said Buhari to Nigeria that Buhari will do well. Remember what they tag Buhari after Jesus Christ is Buhari. Buhari is a saint. Now you have seen the level that Buhari took Nigeria to. Under the watch of Buhari, a bag of rice that was 5,000 naira, 5,700 naira, rise to 38,000 naira. Nigeria is still managing it. Now, Tinubu said, Emiloko, it's my turn. Emiloko is my turn. Now, virtually, he took over the power. He took over the power. Now, what is the outcome of taking his power? Look at now, Nigeria level of poverty have risen, tripled upon what Buhari have given to Nigeria. A bag of rice now is heading to 100,000 naira. What is the Nigeria income in a day per day? Even civil servant, how much are they paying civil servants? Are you seeing to it? Tinubu, that is why I said that Tinubu doesn't know what he's doing. If Tinubu know what he's doing, he would have do things well. Nigerians will even feed well. Talk of releasing Nnamdi Kanu. If Tinubu knows what he's doing, he will know that this young man does nothing. He does nothing.
But the same Tinubu released Mietyanla president, released Showore, released Sunday Bogu. So when it comes to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he doesn't know what he's doing, right?
No, that is
Who is deceiving who?
Who is deceiving who? Who is deceiving who? You relieved Metiala, you relieved Sunday Bogo, you released so many of them. But Nnamdi Kanu, why are you holding him bound?
Is that because the Attorney General is just a hired servant to Tinubu? He can't do anything except Tinubu orders him.
This injustice is what Nnamdi Kanu is clamoring for. Stop injustice. Whatever you do to A, do it to B, so that the joy will be equal. You cannot hold some set of region captive and you want them to not to cry. You cannot beat a child and stop him not from crying. The earlier you release Nnamdi Kanu, that is the earlier the peace will come to Nigeria.
Thank you so much, Authentic General. Of course, SM fans, you've heard it once again, very loud and clear, without missing words. Of course, he's very unequivocal, and he has made this point very clear, and I hope it sank deeply, of course, to the ears of the listeners. On this note, SM fans, we wrap it up today. Thank you once again for being part of this political discourse this morning. Thank you for your comments and being part of this discussion. Kindly hit the like buttons and, of course, share and let it go viral. We come to the end of this edition. Of course, wishing you all the best of the rest of the day. And for those who are going to sleep, good night, good morning, and good afternoon. Bye for now. I remain Chigozendebo, the host anchor. Wishing you all the best until we come your way in subsequent editions.